Hey guys, it's Mr.Blais. Today I'm going to show you how to create a really cool photo text alongside the picture of an animal. This is my 7th grade art project using Pixlr. So today we're going to use Pixlr Edit. First thing we're going to do is find an image that best represents you. So I'm going to type in golden doodle. I'll make sure to be very specific. Face. And then I will go to images. And I'll go view all. And then I'm going to go to tools. A lot of people don't do this, but I'm going to select. You can change a lot of different search criteria depending on what you're looking for, the type, time, usage rights. So we're just looking for large underneath size. And now we have only large photos. So let's go ahead and find, here's a good one. A little dirty, looks like the doodle had fun. Now I'm going to right click and save the image. Okay. Now once you have the image saved, you're going to go to, what size was it? Rectangular. Okay. Create new. When this window pops up, what I would do is select photo, but I would go with what's there, 1920 by 1080. Now, if yours is portrait instead of landscape, just switch the top to 1080 and the bottom to 1920. Then, give it a title. Do a little text. Title. Select background. Select the color. And we're going to select black. Click create. Now, on the right-hand side, you see the layers menu. What we're going to do now is we are going to select and add an image plus button on the right-hand side of the layers window. If you don't see your layers window, it's right here. You click it to toggle it. So add the image. I'm going to find that image of the doodle that I add right here. Now it's kind of big, so what you're going to do here, if it's big like mine was here, I'm just going to move it down. And we're going to fit it in here. So you just drag it from the corner, you pull it up until you get it to fit. And I can kind of, it's okay. It overshoots the background a little bit like that. So it's okay if you have black on the sides. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the background from the doodle. So to do that, what I'm going to do is select, make sure I'm on the right layer. Okay, it highlights blue when it's the layer you're on. I'm going to select lasso, and then I'm going to select magnetic. And magnetic means the mouse should stick to the object you're selecting without you having to click or the object and make it perfect. It's still not perfect, and I still may have like a random twitch and I'll goof up, but it's okay. As long as you don't cut the guy or girl's head off here, you're fine. And you could also simplify this step by finding an image with the background removed. Now you double click your image, and what I'll do is I'm going to go select and go to invert selection. So now I'm selecting everything but the doodle, and now I'm going to select edit and then cut. Now we have just the doodle. All right, now what we can do is we can take this doodle here, image, and if we click here, we're going on the bottom of layers window, you select duplicate. So now we have two images. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to add a new layer, empty. And we're going to come up top, select the Marquee Tool. And we're going to come right down the middle of the doodle. Make sure you go all the way to the top, all the way to the bottom. Like that. Oops, see I made a mistake, so I'm just going to go select, deselect. I'm going to draw a new one. They didn't go all the way to the bottom for some reason. There we go. Deselect. Now basically what we're doing is we're covering up, protecting this area and telling the computer we're only going to edit this area. Select the fill bucket, And if you have white up top instead of black, you can just select the arrow and that'll toggle your colors. Now I'm going to select the paint. Now I blocked off with the fill bucket. All right, now what you're going to do is you're going to take layer 4 over here on the right, the empty layer, and I'm going to slide it down. So now I can see my doodle. And I'm going to leave the selection box there, so I know I have a guideline. So it's right about in the nose. Now I'm going to add text. And let's see if we click the text button and click anywhere, select add, and that adds a new layer. So right now you should be at 5 layers. And now I'm going to type in some words that represent me. So I'm going to, or I could put words that represent the dog too, but fun. You can do capitalize, it's fine. What I might do is select white for the text, for the fill color. And format, we want to make sure we're aligning it to the right. So now, sometimes it does default back to black, we'll change it. Fun, loving, nature. So funny, a lot of things a doodle would like, I would like too. Fetch. Hiking. More food. No, I should put naps. Water. Snuggles. Right? So now I have all that. I'm going to highlight that and change it back to white. And then I'm going to highlight this. And I'm going to select a different size font. So instead of Arial, you want to select a font that's kind of thick. So I'm going to select Emery. And now what we're going to do is I'm just going to take this text box and I'm going to move it over to about halfway. Now, if you go back into the format, what I would do is you can play around with the letter spaces. So you can have this space out the letters a little more. You can also, to have it cover more of the face, you can line space, get more of the line space there. You want to have it mostly in this face, so it's mostly colored, right? Now, well, I guess we could go even further down if we wanted to. I could crop out the image, but I'll show you. Let's see, if we go to yeah, we can go down all the way. That's the biggest I can go. All right, so now we have that. And now what you're going to do, you select the text, and now we're going to right click on that layer and you're going to select blend mode and then mask. And we've done things correctly. You should see the doodle's face there. You can play around with moving that around to get so it looks good. So I have a little bit of eye in there. Now, we want to adjust this to make the colors show up a little bit more. You select the layer of the doodle. And then what you're going to do is we're going to use the eyedropper tool. And let's say, where's a darker brown in here? Right down here. Yeah, there's a good brown. And then I'm going to select the paintbrush tool, which is right here. We'll use this one. And then I adjust the opacity down to like 40 and the flow I adjusted to 64. And now I'm going to paint. You can see how it's darkening up. Okay, it kind of darkens up the text a little bit. So now I can see adds a little layer of color right over the text. So I see it's darkening up the letters just a little bit. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the text layer. And I'm going to deselect. And now what I'll do is I'll take and I'll right click on this layer and then select merge down. Now we're pretty much at a good spot. You could take and move it over a little bit if you want. And that looks pretty good like that. And now I would say just file, save. and I go highest percent and click JPEG, it works good. If you ever need to save so you can work on it later, select the PXZ. That's a good one. So that way it saves all the layers. Just hit save. And then label it. So doodle text final. Good. Yep. And that's it, guys. And then you can make sure to turn it in online or share it with a friend. Post on social media. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe